Jenny built an office with a floor area of 55 1/4 square feet. The office is rectangular in shape. If the length of the room is 8 1/2 feet, what is the width of the room? Express your answer as an improper fraction in lowest terms. We already know how to find the area of any rectangle. We just multiply the length times the width of the rectangle to find its area. And the length of this room is already given. The given length is 8 1/2 feet, but we do not know the width. That's what we are trying to figure out. And we have to use the given area of 55 1/4 square feet to figure out what the unknown width is. And to figure out what that unknown width is, we can just take the area of the room and divide it by the length of the room to get the width. One easy way to visualize this problem is by using a simple example. So let's say we had a rectangle that was 2 by 4. We could say that the area of this rectangle is 8 square units. Now let's say that we did not know what the width of that rectangle is. Let's just call that width W. To figure out that width, we could just take the area and divide it by the length. And 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. Because 2 times 4 is equal to 8, we could work backwards and say that 8 divided by 4 is 2, or that 8 divided by 2 is 4. So if one of the two dimensions were not given, you could always take the given area and divide it by the given dimension to find the unknown dimension. And that is exactly what we're going to do with Jenny's room over here. So we are going to start with the given area of 55 1/4. And we are going to divide that by 8 1/2. And what we have to do is rename both of these mixed numbers as improper fractions. So first we have to multiply 4 times 55, which is going to give us 220. And then we have to add the 1 to 220, and that would give us 221. And that is going to be over 4. When renaming, the denominator is not going to change. And we have to rename 8 1/2 as 17 over 2, or 17 halves. So we have to divide this improper fraction by this improper fraction. So the next step that we are going to do is we are going to rewrite the first fraction exactly as it is. And we are going to change our division sign to multiplication and write the reciprocal of the second term. So 17 halves will become 2 over 17. When multiplying fractions, I like to look for opportunities to use cancellation. All we have to do is figure out what a common factor is of one numerator and one denominator. For example, 2 and 4 share a common factor of 2, and 2 can be divided into 2 one time, and 2 can be divided into 4 a total of 2 times. Now the two numbers 221 and 17 are not obvious, so you might have to go to the side just to see if 17 can fit equally into 221. There are no factors of 17 other than 1 and 17, so the only possible thing that you could use to cancel 221 with would be 17. So let's just go off to the side here and see if 17 can fit equally into 221. 17 can go into 22 one time, and that leaves us with the remainder of 5. And we bring down the next place value, and 17 can be divided into 51 exactly 3 times. So 17 actually is a factor of 221. 17 can be divided into 221 13 times. And of course, 17 can go inside itself one time. Now for the numerators, we have 13 times 1, which is 13. And for the denominators, we have 2 times 1, which is equal to 2. And this problem asked us to express our answer as an improper fraction in lowest terms. So our answer would be 13 halves. But let's say you had to express it as a mixed number. you would just take 13 divided by 2, and 2 fits into 13 6 whole times, and that would leave you with 1 left over, and we would express that as a fraction. We would say there is 1/2 remaining. So the width of the room that Jenny is building is going to be 6.5 feet. And as an improper fraction, we would say that would be 13 halves.